New enclosure time. Guess who's going in there? Hello everybody, Dave from Rehouse. We are going to do an enclosure build. We'll probably do the stuff, putting everything together kind of in time-lapse mode. So we have a bag of the Zilla Jungle Mix. We're going to try that. I have not used this stuff yet, so we're going to try it with this tarantula. We do have a piece of root from a tree that we cut from Elk Creek down here. I kind of broke off, well, I did break off all the sharp edges. I'll show you what I'm going to plan on doing with it once we get to that point. And then we have this pumpkin that I wanted to put in there for her. And then some of the stuff that she already has in her enclosure. This will be a final enclosure for this one. And this is going to be for the female Brachypelma hamorii. Constance. She'll have lots of room. This will give her the opportunity to build her home and stay in it for a good amount of time until she's sexually mature. And then Obi ends up being sexually mature, and then we'll try pairing the two of them together. So I wanted to get this done now before winter and start packing away some of the stuff I'm not going to be using to free up some room in my room. So let's get with it. Okay guys, so we're all done. I hope this works out the way I made the cave. As you saw, I put the cork bark underneath there for her to go into. She doesn't use it in this enclosure, and I highly doubt she's going to use it in this one. Odds are she's going to be right in this area most of the time anyway. So we just threw the plant that was in there from before, and we did throw the pumpkin, but I'm not quite sure I like the pumpkin in there. I think I might take that out and add some different shrubbery or some plants or some leaves or something in there. Matter of fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't really like the pumpkin in there. It doesn't place well with what I did here. So let me get some leaves and throw them on there, and then we're going to get Constance out of her enclosure and get her in here and see how she does. Okay, so what I have is these, I don't remember what the name of these dumb leaves are, but I do like these. These are some South American plant. I'm not really quite sure. I got them from Exoterra or Zoomed or whatever it was. We're going to throw a handful of these throughout the thing, mostly up on the top here in the corner to give that some structure and some look. So let's do that now. I won't speed it up for that. We'll just kind of just throw some leaves in here randomly just to give it, like I said, just a little bit of look. I'm not sure that she'll particularly care for these or not, but she'll have to get used to them because they're going in there. Put some leaves over here, and I think that'll be good. Give it some, like I said, some look in the backside here. Keep it cleaner in the front a little bit, and that's really it. So I'm going to go get the catch cup and get her down here, and we'll see how willing she is to venture into the catch cup without flicking too much hairs. And get her in here, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when she's in here. Well, I'll show you. We'll get her out together. So we'll catch cup her together and get her in the new home, and yeah, then we'll be done. Okay, so here she is. What I'm going to do is probably just put the catch cup over top of her. I hear there's little parakeet going crazy in the room back there. I have to be careful. I have to go check on her because, hold on, I better go do that. Okay, she was fine. Anyway, one of the times that she was going crazy in there, Eric came home and she had dropped food or something down in the the bottom part of the cage where you have that pull-out plastic bin, and she kind of stuck her head down in there to get food out of there, and she couldn't get herself back out. She got caught. So we have to be careful. I put some screening down there. We're going to put some more screening down there for her so she can't do that. But she hears birds outside and she chirps. But I think we should have got two when we got her. She's only, I think she's like 6 months old, if that. So we'll have to put her on a video sometime soon. But yeah, So anyway, we're going to put the catch cup over top of her and just kind of, put the lid underneath and try to coax her onto that, and then get her into the other enclosure and let her go and see what she does. So let's see how she acts. She's pretty calm. You can see she didn't even move. So we'll just kind of do one of these deals. But let's move backwards, dear. That's it. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. A little bit further. There you go. Okay, so I won't even snap the lid on. We'll just kind of hold it here, and then let me pause you and get set up to see see her getting into her new home. Okay, so here's everything. Now that piece of cork bark that you see in the back, that flat bark, that's not going behind this enclosure. Those are the going to be for the 8x8x12s that I have for my Salmopaeus pulcher female. Salem, I'm going to move her into one of those so that by mid-month, towards the end of the month, maybe, well, not this month, mid-November, I want her to get in that enclosure and get used to it for a little bit, and then we're going to pair her and the male. And then the other 8x12 will be for my Poecilotheria subfusca female. We're going to move her out of the plastic upright thing, and I'm going to store those two for later on when some of my other tarantulas that are terrestrial or fossorial get much bigger. They'll be good for them. So let's kind of just slowly let her ease right out. There she is. I have a feeling she's going to be molting sometime in the near future, so this is another reason I wanted to do this and get her set up so she's comfortable. Like I said, this may be something, I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy, this piece of wood. I like this piece of wood. I really wished I would have broke this off. We'll just do that right now. One more little piece that I missed. But she's so calm now. She used to be crazy. I don't know if she'll flick or not, but come on, dear. Yeah, you can walk right off there. There you go. Yeah, don't step in the water. I'll get that lid out of there, and then you can have your way with whatever you want to do in here. Yeah, she's really starting to blacken out. I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but yeah, you can see it. Yeah, so I expect her to molt sometime soon. And now she's in a new enclosure. I wouldn't be surprised if she does it relatively quickly. So yeah, we'll get some new colors out of her and see how much size she gains. She's a good 4 inches right now, so I'm expecting a good 5-inch spider. This is also, again, this is what we had her in. Okay, so the length, you could see the length is the same, and actually the width is the same. The only thing that's really, actually the width of this one is a little bit more than the 5.5 gallon. The only difference is the 5.5 gallons a little bit taller, but I think this will be good. We'll be able to see her much better. I'll be able to get good pictures of her through the glass instead of through this plastic. And what we're going to do is we're going to build the substrate up here. Change the substrate out, but build it all up on this side. Put a half round in there, and then we're going to move the female Brachypelma albopilosum into here. She's in that 8x8 square, but deep enclosure, and she's not dug at all, so she's going to be more of a terrestrial spider. So I'm going to put her in something that she has a little bit more room to move around in, because those enclosures are more for arboreal or for fossorial species, and I was kind of hoping that she would dig in it, but she hasn't. So that's what we're going to do, and I just put my hands all through that substrate, and already I'm itching a tad bit. So, which generally I don't have issues with the urticating hairs yet from any of the tarantulas that I've owned, and I hope that does never change. I hope I'm good with the urticating hairs. A lot of people develop issues with them as they go. Hopefully I don't. That's my goal anyway. So yeah, so we'll have her off to the side of the bed with my Brachypelma albiceps female, and then the albopilosum will move in her spot back up on top of the shelf where Cheeto lives. So again, Constance female, Brachypelma hamorii. This was a gift from Ruth at Mostly Reptiles. She surprised me with this, and I was rather elated. I still am. I just enjoy. I enjoy the spiders that people give me more than the ones that I buy. So this one, my albiceps, my Salmopaeus pulcher male. Those are 3 gifts that I got that are, you know, really, really special. I'm going to end this video out in the other room, but I'm going to show you what that lovely Sarcopelma rubronitans did to my lovely under $10 enclosure. So say goodbye to Constance, and we'll say hello to that pain in the ass Sarcopelma rubronitans here in 1 second. Forgot I wanted to add this plant, so I added this plant. Kind of wrapped it around on top of where the cork bark is. Like I said, there's the cork bark entrance. I highly doubt she's going to use it. She has not used a hide at all since she's come in, and I don't believe that she was using a hide with Ruth either. So, yeah, if it gets to the point where I think that she's not using it and that, you know, that cork bark is going to take up room, which I don't think it will, we'll change things out. But for now, we're going to leave her as is. Generally, you know, I usually recommend having a little bit more substrate in there than what I put in there, but knowing the spider really is the big deal. You know, I mean, when you don't know what a terrestrial is going to do, if they're going to dig or not going to dig, then yes, you definitely want to improve the height or add height to the enclosure. Her standing on her hind legs, even here, is going to get her to this point right here, and with her next molt, probably more like this. So I'm not overly concerned with the height and the fall or the drop. If I was, I wouldn't put him in here. So we'll see how she does in the next couple weeks. And again, let's go into the room and see what that lovely Sarcopelma rubronitans did to my lovely artwork. Okay guys, so here is the Sarcopelma rubronitans enclosure, that under $10 build that we did with, again, go to Bluegrass Inverts and check out the playlist. There's a few other people I think that's done them now, so I'm sure that he's got a handful of people on the, my wrist itches just a little bit. I'm hoping that's just, it doesn't look red or irritated, so I don't think it's really urticating here from my Brachypelma hamorii. But anyway, you could see what this spider did to me. Very, very ungrateful of the beautiful, beautiful artwork that I did for it. You know, I wouldn't have minded if it pooped on the lawn, but I'm not real happy that it put dirt all over my lawn. My whole goal was for that spider to get in here, get comfortable a little bit, come out to the front of those teeth so I can get a really, really cool picture of it, and then come out onto the lawn, get a cool picture of it. Then I didn't care what it did, but it did not cooperate with me whatsoever. So what it did is basically dug down through the backside of the fangs here, all the way along the back side here, all the way along the side right to the back of the skeleton here. Now the spider likes to sit parallel right here, and the reason is that that area right there is condensated. There's condensation down there, and it seems to enjoy it. That's where it stays. It doesn't. I haven't seen it anywhere else in the burrow or anywhere else in the enclosure since all this work has been done. I do want to poke just a couple holes down into where the burrow actually is with my little reamer tool here. I'll open it up for those of you that have never seen it before. These things are really, really wonderful for doing plastic. And as you can see how small these holes are as we lose focus, we're going to increase the size of those holes with this thing. So I can just put it in, you know, we can do it from the inside if we want. Just put it right into the hole and then just kind of turn it, and it'll open that hole up. Of course, you got to keep turning it, put pressure on it, but I'm not going to do it right now. But yeah, I want to open those holes up to get a little bit more airflow through there so that underneath we don't mold. I don't want mold to grow underneath there, because then I just got to take everything out, take the spider out, and do it all over again. And plastic, these type of plastic enclosures do have a little bit more, it seemed to me before, have more of a apt to actually get mold in them. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the opaqueness of the plastic is where it gets more condensation. Most of my acrylic enclosures don't do that. Some of them do, but most of them don't do that. But when I use these a lot, this type of plastic, I used to get a lot of condensation. So I'd increase holes and it never helped. So again, I don't know. And this time of year for us is bad because, you know, the days are still a little warm, so you know you have 34, 35 degrees at night. In here in the room, it's probably about 65, 67, 68, somewhere in that area. And then, of course, when the heat comes on, where does the heat go? The heat goes up, and we get the heat flowing around there, around the walls, which are colder, and then we get the condensation. So I generally fight that a little bit during the wintertime. Hopefully I don't have to fight it too much this year, but you never know. So, yeah, that's what we have. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you got a laugh out of this little pain in the ass here destroying my lawn. And I hope you guys enjoyed the build for the hamorii. We'll do some updates with her. We'll probably update her and my Brachypelma albiceps that's in the 8x8x12 sometime in the near future, maybe mid-November. Maybe by then Constance will have molted. And we got a bunch of stuff coming up. We're feeding spiders all the time. Matter of fact, I could feed some today, but I probably won't. I did find one molt. My Cereopagabus hottie molted, so we're gonna be able to use my new 60-time macro clip on for my phone and see how that works. I'm kind of anxious to see how that works and how good a quality pictures I can get. Hopefully I'll be able to sex molts a little bit smaller than I normally do. I usually don't even bother sometimes with them under 1.5 inches anymore, because trying to get them separated and not destroyed is kind of tough. So, okay, well, we'll see everybody later, and happy keeping.